This seems like a collision course with Florida. Many wondering there where Irma will actually hit in Florida. And the question is, does it even matter? Take a look at this. This is the size of Florida superimposed over the storm. You can see the storm, Irma, is about the size of Florida. So basically the entire state will probably be in some type of part of this storm. It's 400 miles wide. Florida measures about 160 miles wide. And Eric, that really puts the size of the storm into perspective.
Yeah, that's a decent sized hurricane. We'll be watching it as it makes its way a little bit closer to Florida. It's all going to be about the track. If it tracks a little bit east, we could spare all of western Florida and the Panhandle. If it goes right into South Florida, then tracks due north from there, you're talking about widespread impacts across the entire state. And that's as we head toward the weekend, and unfortunately, it's also the most uncertain part of the forecast. So here's a look at the satellite picture tonight. So you can see the landfall that we had earlier on today in Anguilla. We also had to move right across parts of the British Virgin Islands. Tortola, St. Martin got hit, and also towards St. Thomas got into that eye wall. The strongest winds missing Puerto Rico. Their biggest issue will be flooding rainfall, a lot of rain, already reporting up to a foot of it. And so mudslides, catastrophic flooding, that's going to be their biggest worry. We look at ocean temperatures. You can actually see these lighter spots. That's where there's a lot of upwelling. The ocean actually cooling off because the hurricane has used up some of that energy and churned up the water. But where it's heading, across the southwestern Bahamas and towards South Florida, this is some of our warmest water anywhere in the Atlantic. It's in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. That's why this storm is not going to weaken. We expect it to keep Category 5 strength for an exceptionally long amount of time. In fact, a record long amount of time. It's already broken that record. So that track certainty is very high through Saturday, getting to South Florida. It's as it gets toward the Miami area and the Keys, that's where it's a little more uncertain. Will it come right inland, right at Miami? That would be a catastrophic scenario. Will it stay just to the east, closer to the Bahamas? And then how does it track as it moves north? There's a possibility this makes a second landfall toward the Carolina coast or Georgia. That would be early next week. And so a lot of areas watching the progress of the storm very carefully. There are 3 hurricanes right now, not just Irma, but Katia, as well as Jose out in the Atlantic. If you're wondering, the record is 4 at once. That's happened twice before. Now here at home, we're watching our own weather and some very heavy rainfall. In fact, this batch down toward the mid-Atlantic is going to be moving up in the middle of the night. Before that gets here, still some scattered showers, some downpours moving around the region right now. The heaviest rain in Gardner up toward Ashburnham into New Ipswich, New Hampshire. Hubbardston as well getting a downpour. We'll see this increase as we head into the middle of the night. So for that reason, we've got a flash flood watch out through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It could really be torrential in the middle of the evening. And as we head into that overnight time frame, certainly expect some people to wake up with that heavy rain, thunder, lightning outside. Most of this happens while we're asleep, which is some of the good news. That'll lower some of the impacts, but we could easily see another 2 to 3, maybe as much as 4 inches of rain in those downpours. Early tomorrow morning, we're talking about the last of the showers winding down. We'll see increasing sunshine from west to east as the day goes on, and conditions overall drying out. There could be an isolated shower as we head into the afternoon, but most towns will be drying out and seeing the sun. So it's all about tonight. The heaviest rainfall, rain, thunder, lightning, temps in the low 60s. As the sun comes out tomorrow, well, temperatures will respond up into the 70s, which means it should be nice tailgating weather and then clearing out as we head toward kickoff for the Patriots. The season opener, banner party, we've got everything going on. 60s at kickoff and upper 50s at the end of the game with no weather issues. End of the week, Friday brings a pop-up afternoon shower across the interior. Many towns will stay dry. Saturday, same idea, an isolated shower mainly in northern New England in the afternoon. I think many areas will stay dry there, but it'll be cool. Upper 60s on Saturday with a northerly breeze. Brighter skies right near 70 on Sunday for the second half of the weekend, and it will stay pleasant on Monday and Tuesday. If we get any impact from Irma down the road, as many have been asking, we could see some rain showers into the northeast by Wednesday of next week. And whenever there's a storm in the Bahamas, we watch it carefully. We'll keep you updated. Guys, back to you.
All right, Eric.